If you've seen headlines saying, Can Yaman was arrested in Istanbul, this video is here to separate hype from what's actually being reported as of January 10, 2026. In the next few minutes, I'll tell you what multiple outlets are reporting, what is still unconfirmed, and what to watch for next. And if you want fast follow-ups when stories like this change, subscribe, because I'll update the moment there's credible new information. First, here's what's being reported across several Turkish outlets today. Istanbul prosecutors are said to be running an investigation linked to drugs and, in some reports, additional allegations tied to nightlife venues. Overnight, multiple entertainment venues were reportedly searched in coordinated raids, and several individuals were taken into custody. In that reporting, Can Yaman's name appears among the people said to have been detained during the operation. In other words, the claim circulating widely is not sentenced or convicted, but taken into custody in the context of an ongoing investigation. A detail repeated by more than one outlet is that detainees may be taken for forensic procedures, including blood tests, to determine whether narcotics were used. Several reports mention the Forensic Medicine Institute as part of that process. Now, the most important clarification: being detained or taken into custody is not automatically the same thing as being arrested and jailed. Online, these words get mixed up constantly, especially when a celebrity name is involved, because arrested sounds more dramatic and spreads faster. But procedurally, custody is typically a temporary step used while statements are taken, evidence is collected, and standard checks are completed. So what can we responsibly say right now? We can say multiple outlets report that Can Yaman was detained as part of an overnight operation tied to a broader investigation into nightlife venues. We can also say several outlets report forensic testing as part of the process. What we cannot responsibly do is jump from detained to jailed, or claim there is a final legal outcome without confirmed court information. At the time of recording this, I have not seen a verified official statement that clearly confirms Can Yaman has been formally arrested and sent to prison. That's a major claim, and it requires official confirmation. There's also another point being circulated. Some outlets, citing reporting attributed to a Hurriyet journalist, claim that prosecutors did not initially issue a direct detention order for Can Yaman, but that he was detained after an alleged discovery during a venue search. I want to be careful here. Different outlets describe this detail differently, and allegations are not the same as proven facts. So if you see that claim, treat it as reported by some media, not as a confirmed conclusion. Why is this story moving so fast? Because it's happening inside a wider, ongoing investigation that has reportedly involved multiple public figures over recent months. International outlets have also covered that broader investigation, which adds fuel to any new name that appears in the local headlines. But again, the key is to separate part of an investigation from final outcome. So what should you watch for next if you want the real update instead of the loudest headline? 1. An official statement from authorities, or clearly attributable reporting that confirms whether any individuals were released, kept in custody longer, or sent to court. 2. Whether a prosecutor requests judicial measures, and whether a court decision is reported by reliable outlets. 3. An official statement from Can Yaman or his representatives, because that can clarify misinformation quickly, especially if rumors start outrunning facts. Until those things appear, here's the honest bottom line. As of today, multiple outlets report Can Yaman was detained in Istanbul during a nightlife venue operation linked to an ongoing investigation, and forensic testing is mentioned in several reports. But detained does not automatically mean jailed, and anyone claiming a final legal result without confirmed reporting is either guessing or pushing clicks. I'll keep tracking credible updates. If an official confirmation comes out, release, court decision, or anything that changes the story, I'll post a follow-up immediately. Subscribe so you don't miss the verified update, and drop a comment with what headline you saw, because I'll tell you whether it matches what's actually confirmed.